Hurting Hero by Angel Demonic Wolf. Part 2, Patrol. This fic may include mentions of violence, panic attacks, and abuse. That is your warning. A few weeks since Izuku was put into the hospital by his classmates, Shoto was called on a mission. Well, to take over another hero's route for a day due to a mission going wrong. He was in the middle of getting another villain when his phone started to ring. The villain stumbled hearing the phone, which caused Shota to get the villain. "Eraserhead!" a reporter called out when he finished handing the villain to the police. He relentlessly walked to the media reporters. "Is it true that a few weeks ago you also had your phone go off during a fight?" "No comment," Eraserhead said with no emotion. "Also, don't ask me about my personal life while I'm in school." He turned to walk away. "Are you Izuku Aizawa's brother?" another reporter shouted out. Eraserhead tensed but just walked off. He then ran to get to a building so he could scale it. He needed to figure out who had fucking called him. He was very unhappy with the knowledge of being called on patrol. He pulled out his phone to see his parents calling again. He answered the phone. "What? Are you trying to get me killed? Why the fuck did you call me?" "Well, we were wondering why you sent our son to the hero ward." Shota's father was pissed, but wasn't yelling. "I knew he would be safer in there, and you can't just take him from me. I won't be losing him too. So, I have a friend watching over his condition for me," the hero said tensely. "But from the fact that you are calling me about Izuku, that would mean that you care about him." "He's our son, so of course we care about him. Like me." "You know what?" Shota interrupted his father. "Honestly, I don't care. I won't give you the right into the ward. I will see you in court if you want to fight for custody." That caused his family to hang up on him. Shota sighed. He then looked at the time. He was happy that he could go check out with the agency he was filling in for. That is the end of Chapter 2 of Hurting Hero by Angel Demonic Wolf on AO3. On to the next chapter. Chapter 3, Court? Charges? Aizawa sat down on the couch in the living room. He knew that he would need to get the media records of his to show that his parents aren't fit to be parents. But at the moment, he didn't want to deal with it. He was also needed to get ready to actually teach a class of heroes in training. He decided to get out of his hero costume, so he made his way to the shared bedroom. He got into a black tank top and a pair of black sweatpants. He knew that he should put more color into his wardrobe. He just hated making Hasashi be right. He then went to make dinner, since it was his time to do it. He knew that Hasashi would love it. He did actually eat, but only when he wasn't on a patrol. or mission, he also turned on the TV to the news channel. As the news reporter spoke about what to expect and what the government was doing, she then sighed. On other news, the entrance exam for UA is coming up soon. Also, it's amazing to know that UA is producing amazing heroes. Shota groaned. He was just happy that Nezu didn't make him reinstate the students that he expelled. That train of thought interrupted by the reporter gasping. We have a story from this morning that you can learn more about Eraserhead. She then shows the clip of the patrol that morning. Aizawa shut off the TV, knowing that people would blow it out of proportions. As the blonde returned home, Aizawa was sitting in the kitchen, holding his hair, more like tugging it. He had darker and swollen bags. He hadn't been crying for weeks without sleeping. Hazashi looked at Shota, knowing that his emotionless husband hated crying. Though Shota wasn't just crying, he was sitting on the floor, rocking back and forth. His blood was rushing through his ears. He never heard the door open, but he barely saw Shota's husband. He grabbed his chest. It was as if he couldn't breathe, or his chest was tightening and burning. It was like all breaths were like fire. His eyes were burning. He could barely feel Hazashi grabbing him and trying to get him to calm down. All Hazashi knew was that Shota was having a panic attack in their kitchen. He held Shota to his chest. Breathe. Follow my heart. It took Shota almost 40 minutes before he started to calm down. Now, can you tell me 5 things you can see? Aizawa looked around. He was shaking slightly, which was a lot better. The kitchen, the cabinets, the spilled food, the floor. Shota leaned against Hazashi. Okay, now 4 things you can feel. You, the floor, the cabinet, my clothes. 3 things you can hear. Your heartbeats, your breathing, the cats. 2 things you can smell. Your cologne, what was dinner. 1 thing you can taste. My saliva. Hazashi chuckled. Feel better? Yeah, but I don't want to talk about it at the moment. Hazashi nodded. Of course, dear. Joe, you know that I won't push you. That is the end of Chapter 3 of Hurting Hero by Angel Demonic Wolf on AO3. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed, please go support the author. Link in the description below.